Hey guys, Danny here at Rogues Gallery. Just bringing you a quick review of the Batman Hush from Prime One Studios. Jim leads the art direction here. Got a copy of the book there behind me. I did do an unboxing of this, but I'm still sort of figuring out the camera, the setup, and how I'm going to segment things and the reviews and all that sort of stuff. And I come into a few problems with the actual statue itself, which I'm going to talk about. It's probably the weakest QC I've had from Prime One so far. Generally, they're just always on the ball and everything's top notch. But yeah, sort of had a bit of a few issues on this one, but still overall I'm really happy with it. So let's get into it. Start with, it's a big piece. It's massive. Like, pictures just don't do justice to Prime One pieces, but this one in particular, I'd say it's definitely over a third scale. I'd say it's probably in between a third and half scale, because she's fucking big. She's massive. Even just when you look at the boots and the fists and the heads versus the other third scale pieces I've got, it's much bigger. So, and then obviously you take into consideration the width of the cape, which is just, it's on another level of cape, to be honest. You need a lot of space for it. Height isn't too bad, but yeah, the cape itself is pretty crazy. You get a number of switch outs with this. You get 3 heads total, and then you get a couple of extra swap out hands. One with a kryptonite ring for the left hand, which I'll show you, and then just a right hand holding the batarang. So yeah, I'll start with the negatives to get them out of the way. So the problems I had, right, to start with, there was no magnet. So the cape that goes into the body had a magnet on that side, but between the head and the top of the cape, there was no magnet at all. There was just a hole where the magnet's supposed to go. So the heads weren't even staying in at all. So in the video unboxing, I had sort of problems with the head staying in. I was getting a bit worried about it. So I basically just saved it for this review. So yeah, it's a bit disappointing. I couldn't even do really a review because the heads would just fall straight out. The key wasn't big enough to hold it, so I had to go down to Bunnings, which is a local hardware store, and just get a magnet that would fit in the cape. And then you probably can see there. Anyway, it's like a shiny grey one. Normally they're painted over the top of. So yeah, I just put my own magnet in there. So yeah, just to get through the reviews until I can get a new cape sorted. Yeah, and also I had a chip in the bottom of my the bottom corner of my cape. It's only a really super small chip, but it's still a bit disappointing. And yeah, what was the other one? And I sort of had a problem with the foot getting into the key. I did get it flush in the end. Well, it's pretty flush. But yeah, when I first got it, there was a big, probably nearly an inch gap, and I really had to force down on it to get the fucker to go in. So yeah, bear in mind if you're getting this piece, you have to be pretty rough with the foot getting it flush with the cape. I sort of had to put all my body weight on it to get it in, but once you get it in, it's fine. Yeah, so they're really the only issues I have with the statue. It's more of a QC thing than problems with the statue itself. But yeah, once I fixed that magnet problem, I reached out to the guy who got me this statue through their supplier, and I believe Prime One are going to organise a replacement cape. Just send me out the cape, which is fine. I'm happy with that. That's a result. So I think he said a couple of months by the time it gets to me, which is to be expected. I think they have their time periods for when they do. Once they're all shipped, then they start doing replacement parts and all that sort of stuff, which is fine. So yeah, I'll just that's probably all the negatives. It's a little bit oversized. You need a lot of room for it, and obviously my QC problems with the cape. But apart from that, once you get it all set up correctly, it is unbelievable. Like, this thing has some serious presence. Probably my missus' new favourite Batman that I have. Not sure if it's my favourite. I'm probably still leaning towards the Prime One armoured Ben Affleck for my favourite overall. But this one is still exceptional. Really heavy. Batman himself's really heavy. The texture on the clothes on the suit is exceptional. I mean, they added texture that's not even in the original source material. So they've added all textures overall the suit. You've got all the abs and all the extra rip muscles that aren't seen in the original source material. And I think they even added texture to the cape that I didn't see in the prototype. Gives it more of a sort of a leather look, which I appreciate. And it's hard to see, but when you look at the attention to detail that Prime One put into pieces that they don't always need to. Sort of you got all the vein work, creases. It's just little things on a comic book piece that don't need to be there, but you appreciate the fact that they're willing to go that extra mile to put out a quality product. So yeah, the suit itself, the detail is exceptional. The base is a little bit flat, but overall I love it. A lot of people, I hear people on other reviews saying they don't like the fact that it's got 2 gargoyles, and they think that the base could be a bit better. I do agree that it could be painted probably a little bit better, but obviously it's designed like this to counteract the balance of the cape. Obviously the cape and Batman themselves are really heavy, so they needed a big counterweight base, so I understand the direction they went with that. And I think they did really well considering. I actually love the 2 gargoyles because my favourite way is to pose it is like this, right off to the side. So if you pose it in the corner of a room, which I intend to, you've sort of got this hard up against the wall. So you've sort of got like a corner centerpiece for a corner of the room. So it looks like it's meant to go in a corner. This puppy also needs to be displayed up really high, sort of a bit low, and certain angles it looks a bit off. Like if you have it like that and low, it's not a good look. It's really not. It's not flattering. But yeah, if you have it sort of, I guess the intended pose position, which would be that, and in a corner of a room, nice and high, it's beautiful. Like I said, guys, I'm still trying to figure out the best way, but I'm still watching reviews and techniques and all that sort of stuff about how guys like zoom into their pieces and they get all this fancy photography done. But I'm going to try my best with this new gear. So you do get this nice fleshy part on the base, which is obviously the Joker gun. Fires that bang out the front, which is a nice little touch. It is keyed to the base, so if you decide to not have it on the base or move it somewhere more plain and visible, you're going to have that keyhole in the back. So I think it's still a nice touch that they decided to put it in there and give you that nice little extra. It's also got vines and stuff on the back. Obviously, in the Hush comic, Ivy's in the comic, and she does take over Superman. So it's a nice little thing to throw in there just on the corner, just to make that overall diorama look. If you decide to have the 3 together, the Batman, Superman, and Poison Ivy, it's sort of a nice, it's a nice way to match them all together as like a little bit of a diorama. So yeah, obviously apart from the few little problems I have with the cape, the actual cape itself is beautiful. It's beautifully done. You have these different textures and tones going across it. You've got, obviously it's a blue as a base colour, but you've got your blacks and shading, and really brings the cape to life. And the way that it flows and moves across the back, it is insane. Like it's a big you need a lot of space for it, and it's awkward and it's heavy and it's cunt to move, but it's worth it when you look at it. Honestly, it really is. It's just art, and the way that they've keyed it and counterweighted it and everything to get it to work is some nice engineering on their behalf. They really took their time with this piece and give us a great product. Like I said before, you've got 3 heads, so I'll try my best to try and show you quickly. So this is the regular Calm portrait. This is my least favourite of the 3. Still, I mean, if this is the only one you had, you'd still be super happy with it because it's still cool. Still got basically his flat expression on it, but it's really well painted, really well sculpted. It's just the least favourite of the 3, personally. Then you have the exclusive head, which is more of him grinning. I guess just showing you that playboy billionaire sarcastic side to him. So yeah, I love this exclusive head. I don't know how much I'll display it, but I do love it. It's got a little bit more stubble on it as well. More of a 5 o'clock shadow like my favourite one that's currently displayed on it. So yeah, that one's also a great head. Just trying to get this in focus. I'm still trying to figure out how to use this damn camera. And yeah, then you've got your 3. I'll show you the different hands anyway, so you can have a bit of a look. This is obviously the one that's on the most of the Jim Lee Hush artwork this is based off. But yeah, I'll show you. This is probably my favourite, or if not, a tie with the rope for this next pose. So you've got the left hand, which is his batarang. Give you a quick look there. Really, really well done. Massive as well. Nice attention to detail there, like I was saying before, with the veins and the creases going through the gloves, which is just a nice attention to detail that they've done and added the extra detail in from the source material. Nice strong magnets as always with Prime, apart from obviously the one that's missing. Then you just got your plain fist there. Yeah, nothing major going on there, just your plain fist, which just sits in there like that. So yeah, there you go. I'll give you a bit of a zoom in on that. So yeah, you got your give you a bit of a zoom in on the portrait so you can have a look. This is my personal favourite portrait. Love it. So it seems these days Prime One and a lot of the other companies have finally started stepping up their teeth. It seems to be a problem, especially with Sideshow, with their teeth. In the prototype they're normally quite well done, but the QC in the production pieces, the teeth seem to take a bit of a hit. But yeah, most companies seem to be picking it up pretty well now and giving you a good quality product. There's the batarang there, belt, all the details, the creases in the abdominal area. You can see there, I mean the detail in the fabric is just insane. All the creases in the boots. You can even see there, if you just want to zoom back in, you can see all the detail in the cape. See, that's like a leathery look, which is a really nice little attention that they put into it. And then you got the base there. Again, I love this base. Obviously, Gargoyles and Batman go together like cream cheese, so yeah, I love it. I think it's really well done. It is a bit flat. I mean, they could have used a few more shades of greys in there, I think, maybe to bring it to life a little bit, but overall, you really want your attention in the character, because that's really what you're paying for. The base is just basically to hold him down, so yeah, I love it. Zoom back out there. I'll jump back in. So yeah, overall, I'm really happy with it, to be honest. Actually, I'll show you the last switch out, which is the Kryptonite ring. This in the prototype I really liked, but I'm sort of not overly loving the production version of it. It's a little bit sort of just a run-of-the-mill blingy ring, which, yeah, I'd like it if it was a little bit more, had a bit more kryptonite in it. But it's still a nice touch. It's still nice to have, obviously, with it being paired up with the Hush Superman. It's nice to have that that little throwback to him fighting Superman, which is also in the book. But yeah, everywhere you look on this, the detail is just insane. The belt buckles, the way that it creases over his leg, and sort of crumpled up. Obviously, you got the wear and stuff on him. The suit, I can't say enough about the suit. It's just in the comic, it's just a flat, obviously a flat cartoony style Batman, but obviously they took this to a realistic level. You can see that in the face and the suit and the anatomy and everything else. It's just really, really well done. I will try and get some. Well, I will get some close-up photos and stuff and upload those as well, so you can have a look at those. Because generally, you see the close details, you're better off just looking at photos. Got a nice bat signal in the back here, or bat bat logo, sorry. Try and get that in there, bring it down a little bit. Yeah, so you got a cool bat logo at the back of there, which is pretty prominent across the Prime 1 range. It's sort of their trademark to slam that on the back of the base, which is pretty cool. Again, you got the Joker gun, just rocks and brickwork and stuff in the back of the base, which is cool. Again, it's a bit flat, it could be better, but still overall it's a really nice base. I think the presence with this is just what I love the most. It just you walk in this room and even stood against the half scales, it just commands your attention. So yeah, I love that. I've got no idea where I'm going to put it because the weight is just crazy. It's got to be almost double the weight of the other Prime 1 third scale pieces, and the width is crazy as well. So I think it's probably going to go in the corner of the room, up where I'll show you. So it's probably going to go up in the corner of the room, up where the custom Batman is up in there in the corner, if you can see. So I'm probably going to put him up there because it is nice and high. I think it's a good spot for him, and it can support the weight. So just move back around here, just to give you a quick look at what's going on over there. We've got the Joker, which that Joker, I'll do a review on that Joker. That Joker fucking blew me away, even more than the Hush Batman, to be honest. That Joker just, pictures don't do it justice. When I unboxed the thing and I looked at it, I was fucking absolutely blown away. Easily my favourite Joker. But yeah, I'll do a full review of that anyway, once I get my head around how to use this damn camera. Once I get a grip of that, and how to do all the close-ups and all the fancy swanky tricks that everyone does. I'll fucking start adding them in, but yeah, I just wanted to give you guys a quick review and honest opinion, so everyone gets really excited and sort of does these reviews and just does nothing but sing praises. But I think it does need to be pointed out the few little QC problems that came with mine in particular, so people can be aware of what to look for and all that sort of stuff. Overall, I'm super happy with it, and as I said, I'm pretty sure Prime 1 are giving me a replacement cape, so that's good to know. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the review. It's only a short one. Again, this is still new to me, so once I actually fucking start getting into it, give you guys a decent review. And I've got all my other stuff in the room to start getting around, comics, statues, backed up from 7 or 8 years. So there's a whole heap of shit to show you guys, some cool customs and other stuff as well that I've got coming. Mr. Freeze from Prime 1 third scale will be here Friday. I'm back at work till Tuesday, so Wednesday I'll try and do a comprehensive review of that. I'll try and make it a little bit longer and a little bit more detailed than this one, with a bit more production quality. I'm still working on it every second of the day, trying to get better at it. So yeah, I'll do a bit of a better review of Mr. Freeze, and from what I've seen, he's a lot fucking bigger than even this. So I mean, this is a big movie room, but I'm starting to already run out of space in this motherfucker. So yeah, it's gonna be interesting trying to figure out where everything's gonna go. But yeah, that'll do for this time, guys. Thanks for tuning in.